Australia head into the round of 16 with, of course, Egypt as their opposition. Of course, both nations have dreams of making the round of 16. Who will get it? Who won't? We'll talk about that next. That's right, folks, back once again in another video. Today we take a look at, of course, a round of 32 matchup between Australia and Egypt. That's right, and we'll get into all of that in just 1 second. If you're new here, smash your subscribe. You want to subscribe for Blackburn Rovers World Cup previews. That's right, we're previewing each and every one of the games of the World Cup from the group stages now into the knockouts, and of course all the way through to the final, of course. But we'll get into this one in a second. Big shout out to my members and the patrons. You know who you are. Can we get 80 likes for this video? A like for each and every one of the nations that took part in the group stages. That's 48 of them, and another 32 likes for the nations that are still at this World Cup. What do I mean? Well, I'm talking about these two, of course. They make up the nations that are still here. Australia, of course, coming into this 1-1 loss, 1 drew 1 so far. Up against the Egyptians, of course, unbeaten in the last 3 matches at this World Cup. And they're rocking 53% form coming into this over the last 5 games. Let's get into it and, of course, have a look how we got here with Australia, of course, coming at you as AFC third round Group C runs up. This will go to the spot on the 10th of June, 2025. This is their 7th tournament. 2022 was their last. They've been here 6 successive times. And they haven't made it to the round of 16 for the previous, in the past couple, 2006 and in 2022. They're managed by Tony Popovic, captained by Matthew Ryan. Their VRP is Nestor Iracunda, and they're ranked 27th according to the world rankings at the moment with FIFA. These are the personnel, though, the Australians will be looking to turn to. The likes of Patrick Breach between the 6, potentially. Miller Stegnick at the back. Alessandro Siricati on the books of Parma. We've got Jordan Boss there on Feyenoord. We've got Aziz Behic as well on the books of Melbourne FC. Harry Suter as well. Into midfield, the likes of Aidan O'Neill, Jackson Irvine, Connor Metcalf. Up top, the likes of Mohamed Toure, Nestor Iracunda, and Teti Yengengi has also had some minutes of late. As, of course, Australia come into this. They, of course, are likely to start with something along this lines. Matthew Ryan could come back in there, but, of course, Patrick Beach has deputised as goalkeeper. Jordan Boss, Siricati, Burgess, and Italiano make it a back four. Connor Metcalf, Aidan O'Neill, and Jackson Irvine in the midfield. Malby on the left, Toure, and Iracunda up top. That's, of course, what it could be, but, of course, let's take a look at how we got here in regards to the group finish for Australia. They finished in 2nd place in a difficult Group D, which the USA did top with 6 points. Australia, though, settled for 2nd place with that 0-0 draw against Paraguay. And, of course, coming in here with a -2 goal difference. Of course, they did lose a bit of a game against the Americans. Of course, 2-0 loss there. Just trying to look at the actually with a negative. They got on a even Stevens goal difference. I'm just looking at the Paraguay one there. I do apologise. So a 0 goal difference for them. So they're good defensively, very, very good. A couple of clean sheets in their matches. But the loss against USA still rings hard. Standing in the way, though, will be Egypt, of course, who've also got aspirations to make it in the round of 16. They're, of course, coming at you as Group A winners in Africa, on the securing their spot on the 8th of October 2025. This is their 4th tournament. 2018 was their last. They've never made it out of the group stages until this tournament. Husam Hassan is your manager with Mohamed Salah, the captain and the VRP. And they're ranked 29th in the world rankings at the moment via FIFA. Of course, as you can see, though, the personnel involved El Shawaniwani, Sabia. Of course, they've actually got 4 goalkeepers on the books here to compete for the number 1 jersey. As for the defensive ranks, we've got the likes of Rami Arabia, Ahmed Fatou, we've got Karim Hafef as well. As for the midfielders, we've got Mohamed Lashim, we've got Nabil Imad, and up top we've got Salah, Trezeguet, and Umar Mashmoush to give a lot of variety and, of course, options for this difficult Egyptian side. Of course, coming into this with a squad like this, Mohamed El Shanawani between the 6, Fatoui at the left-hand side, Rabia, Ibrahim Inhani making up a back 4. We've got Marwan Atenya, Hamid Fati, Trezeguet, Ashur, Salah, and Mamouche is, of course, the strongest a team that we could see here for the Egyptian side. Of course, they're coming into this with these guys sitting, or they finish in 2nd place in Group G behind Belgium. Again, just like Belgium, without a defeat. Of course, couple of draws there and a win to boot. In a very, very tight old group. It was very difficult to call this one.
Somebody at the door. Oh my. Who could it be? Wow. 2 packages from Fanatics. Unbelievable.
Thanks again again, Fanatics, for hooking me up with these lovely looking shirts. Each and every one of these and much more are available at the Blackburn Overseas storefront. Link should have been at the bottom of the screen there, also in the description down below. But back to you, Dirk, at the studio. Alright then, folks, these two sides have played each other just the once. It was a victory for Egypt. It was a 3-0 victory, of course, way back when. And, of course, coming into the squad valuations of these two nations, 77 million for that of Australia, just 116 million for that of Egypt. They've got 9 players playing outside the Egyptian football pyramid. As for Australia, 21 of their squad play outside Aussie football. As for the squad age, 27.4 for that of Australia, 29.1. As for the win index favours Egypt here. Australia 28%, the draw's at 34. It is very tight between those guys, and not so tight though with the public opinion. 74% have gone with Egypt, 26% have gone with Australia as we head into a knockout football. Remember that, guys, knockout football. And of course, before I give you my expectation, let's take a look at the pyramid here, or the football, the bracketology. They are in the tasty part of the bracket. Of course, the winner does take on Argentina, more than likely, you would imagine. Of course, then the winner would take on somebody from this quarter here. So it is actually a good pathway to at least, well, it's definitely a good pathway to the round 16. And then maybe they could make it to the quarterfinals. And who knows at this point? We could see a nation such as Australia, or maybe even flirt with a semi-final berth. Of course, it will take something crazy. But it all starts here, guys. It all starts here. Put that back into me on this one. Of course, this game is a difficult one to call because both sides, I think, they kind of equal each other out, or cancel each other out here on this one. I think Australia have got a bit of grip between the teeth here. I think they're very hard to break down, but they, of course, find it difficult to score goals. As for Egypt, they're relying on a couple of star boys here. They were good against Belgium, and, of course, stumbled a little bit against the New Zealanders. No, I think they beat New Zealanders, didn't they? But ultimately, just I'm not too sure about this Egyptian side. This could go either way. It really is. It's one of those, depending on which way the wind is blowing. But today, as of right now, the wind is blowing in favour of Australia. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win. Socceroos continue their World Cup journey into the round 16. But how deep can they go? Well, of course, we'll have to explore that as and when we get to it. Well, there you have it, folks. There you bloody have it. That, of course, is my prediction. Let me know yours, of course, in the comments. The best and the worst will be featured in the review show when, of course, we come back to talk about this result. Of course, if you want to look at some other predictions made by myself at the channel, we've got the cat prediction. We've also got the ones made by a bunch of ping pong balls. Make sure you check those out as well. Link should be on the screen right about now. But until then, subscribe, smash the like. Catch you later. We're done.